Yeah.
Okay, let's start from ATF. So, what are the disadvantages of ATF and why we require ATF?
Well, disadvantages of ATF. ATF mainly the major use of HPF is for regression testing. It mainly useful for
Mhm,
regression testing, and during the upgrade, ATF is more useful for check the functionality whether
mhm,
it's working or not. And
mhm,
once we created the ATF, it is not required to do multiple testing, and once we run the automatically, we'll get a result out of. That is the advantage. Disadvantage of ATF
uh,
is it is not support with the UI responsiveness, and also it is not supported
mhm.
with the client script, and also it is not supported with the integration. Third party integration it is not supported in ATF, and ATF is not possible all means all the 100% all the cases is not possible through ATF. That is a disadvantage of ATF in service.
Okay. Okay. What is timeout error in ATF?
Timeout error if it is like if the example in the scenario in the form there is a field that should be validated. If it is a field is a mandatory or something, if it is required to validate in the this previous step, if and it should be submitted in the next step. So based on that, if it is if you are given the timer in the step, it is one second or 5 seconds, that time it will be shown a timeout error because it required to there is a scenario it should be first validate that field values is a mandatory field, and after that it move to next, and if it is okay then if you click on okay. Example, if you are finding any of the form, business and justification field is a mandatory for all the firm, okay, and that case we need to validate. We can give the values, it is not a matter, but we need to validate first with whether the field is mandatory or not, and after that once we click on ok, then again we need to set field values. So during that time if you are given the
Okay.
same, that is
Okay.
timeout.
Okay. 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 Suppose we are executing one test case as per your what you explained.
Yeah,
Suppose you are getting one timeout error as a tester. What would be your roles and responsibility? What you will do?
as a tester what I do first, go with the test result and test log and check where is the particular step it will show the error, what is the error, and after that I will check with the particular step and before step and next step, and I check it with the three steps because sometime it depends on the previous step values as well. Sometime it depends on the next step as well. So I
Why? Why? Suppose
okay,
you are executing a test case
okay,
which has lots of number of steps. Okay,
yeah, okay,
and you are executing test number step number 5 and you are getting timeout error. So why should you go for the step number 6? Because in the step number 5
hmm,
we are getting timeout error, right?
correct.
So why should we go for step number 6 as you said now?
Yeah, because sometimes it depends on the value. It depends on the value. For that reason, I just first I validated the particular step where the test is failed. After that, I revalidate with
Mhm,
the previous step and next step as well. And after that, I fix the
mhm,
timer to the particular step where the test is failed. And after I
mhm,
rerun with the same test.
mhm. Okay, okay, fine. Fine. So have you ever worked on parameterized testing?
Yeah, yeah.
So, okay.
In parameterized testing in ATF, we are using a parameter testing to run the single test with a multiple inputs to get a multiple outputs. For that purpose, to consuming the timer timings, so we are using parameter testing. In that case, we can give them multiple inputs to that, and we can get a different outputs for the multiple inputs with a different output. For that reason, we are using parameter.
Suppose,
Yeah,
okay. Suppose one test cases has, let's say, 10 inputs which we need to be tested.
okay,
Okay. While performing the parameterized testing, let's say while running the test step number 5,
hmm,
it's got failed.
okay.
Then what will happen in this scenario?
In this scenario, it will be like that test result will be get failed because what happened the particular step will
No,
be
no, no. Yeah, suppose one test step has 10 different values which needs to be tested
Mm-hmm.
in ATF. Okay,
Okay.
through ATF. Now, while we running test value number 5,
Mm-hmm.
it's got failed.
Okay.
In this scenario, what will happen?
That input that we given the step, right, that step will be failed.
Mhm,
So we need to once we get a result, once you complete the test is run completed, then we need to analyze the step where the test is failed. That particular we need to change. We need to update the input values and rerun the test. Then we will get a 100% result.
Okay, okay, fine. Suppose we are working one form
Okay.
and it's required one approval.
Okay.
Okay, how do we approve a particular request through ATF?
Yeah, if it is a depends on the if you are using a form level in the company information based on the company, that form is related to the HR, if form is related to manager, based on the criteria we need to understand for which user is the approver. If it is an
Mhm,
if we are just generally we are creating a approver for any of the test cases, and that time we can use
mhm,
any of the test admin designer at test ATF test designer or ATF admin also we can use for the approver. But
mhm,
in a company
mhm,
organization level, if for validating the approver is for that particular form, like example, if you are requesting
mhm,
like leave application. Okay, the leave application scenario, once the form is submitted, that is some that we do create a like create in ATF we use follow the steps like create user, impersonate that particular user. In the create user we will give the ITL user, because is a end user, he just requesting that.
mhm,
And after that impersonate we filled the set field values, set field form like fields values, and after the form submission, after form submission again we need to either we need to create a user or we need to impersonate a particular user from the particular group. If it's related to
mhm.
HR department, that particular group person should be impersonate and he need to able to view the request. Once he able to
Okay,
open the request like record query, record update, after that sys underscore user underscore upload table, from the upload table we need to before selecting the approver we need to impersonate a particular manager name. So based on that
okay,
manager name he will be able to approve.
okay, okay, fine, fine. Let's move on to some testing questions.
Okay.
Have you ever prepared test plan document?
Sorry.
Have you ever prepared test plan document?
Yeah, yeah. For any of the test,
What are the basic
yeah.
what are the basic inputs we require to prepare a test plan?
For base like a resource, the requirement resource and uh, a requirement from the product owner and basic
Okay,
list of details.
before answer this question, before you answer this question, I would like to hear from you. What is a test plan? Why do we require a test plan?
Test planning is required to understand the requirement before starting with the testing. Like if you are if you want to validate any of the test cases before any of the functionality, like we are our responsibility to validate the test functionality is working as expected for the end user. So before moving to user UAT, we need to give the complete confirmation whether the functionality is working or not. But as per the development perspective, you just do the development and it just validated, yeah, it is function is working. But as per the testing perspective, we need to validate with a different scenario and different perspective
Mhm,
whether the functionality is working or not, whether the either it is a UA policy, either it is a field values or mandatory fields thing. These things we need to validate, these things developer will not do. So on that cases we need to validate for any example before we need to start with the testing we need to understand the requirement. We already uh, sure about the testing, then we need to start with the creation of the test cases to before starting with the, it
mhm,
should be understandable for either for the UAT person or for the end user as well. When we are moving to
mhm,
UAT, that if you are forwarding the same test cases to the end UAT person, he will follow the same process, and that expected result should be is accepted. So based on that
mhm,
criteria, for understanding the functionality, because uh, every user not understand the complete system functionality, right? So on that cases, for understanding to give the complete information, we are starting to create a test cases based on the requirement, and after that we'll give the inputs as well. Like one there is a two scenario, one we need to one test data and test data sheet, and test steps as well. The test steps we
okay,
need to
okay, fine, fine.
show what is the
Okay, okay,
requirement. Sorry,
okay, okay, got it. Okay, got it.
one
So
minute.
let's move on. Yeah, let's move on to some ServiceNow questions.
Give me 1 minute.
Okay. Uh,
Sorry.
oh, okay. No. So let's move on to ServiceNow questions. Okay. What are the difference between a incident, change, and problems?
Incident and these are all the ITSM basics foundations of ITSM model. And incident is a unplanned interruption occurred in organization. It is called as incident. Problem is a problem where the we create a problem based on the incident to occur, to analyze the to root cause the incident, why it is occurred. For that purpose we are using problem. Change management, if we are following to change, if it is any of the changes required in organization level, for that purpose we are using change.
Let's move on. Let's quickly start from change module. So, how many types of change requests are available in ServiceNow?
In service now we have mainly three changes. One is a normal change, emergency change, and standard change.
Great, great, great. Let's say, suppose you have one change template.
Sorry.
Okay. Suppose you have one change template.
Same template.
Change, change template. But you do not know this template is belongs to which change. Either it's a normal change or normal emergency change or standard change.
Okay.
But please try to understand my scenario. You have a change template, but you don't have any idea which change it belongs to. Now your customer is saying to you, "He, Boje, please, please approve." It's a standard change. Or please define this is a standard change template. How you will define a change template? Yeah, it's a standard change template.
Like if the template is if I have a template and I don't know which template is belong to, and even though they are asking, the customer expecting to should be approved in a standard change. So on that case,
Your customer is saying you, "Ki Boje, define this is a standard change template."
okay.
Then my question is, how you will define a change template? Yeah, it's a standard change template.
uh
You should follow some instructions or follow something, right?
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, definitely. Then only we can say yeah, this is a standard change, right?
yeah, yeah.
So then that's my question. How you will define this is a standard change?
In the standard change, what we need to do first, we assign to the group, and uh, send to the approval, then we follow with the standard change of procedure.
Okay, okay, fine. So what is a blackout plan in change?
Change
What is a blackout plan? Yes.
in change.
Or you must have known about blackout period, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah. So
blackout
what is that?
period means some upgrade, some during some upgrades, during some changes in the IT, and that time we are following with a backup plan.
Okay. No worries. So what is record producer in ServiceNow?
Record producer is a service catalog, a service catalog which stores the data, which is used to store the data in a service catalog. It is not a request item. It is a for storing the purpose of record. We are using record producer in service.
What is the difference between a record producer and a catalog item?
Catalog item is a form, like it is a requested form. We can write, we can request, and we have a request item as well. Like if you are once you submit the form, we will get the RQ item. But if you are
Mhm.
and it will be stored in a SC underscore SC underscore request and SC underscore catalog task table. But in record producer, it is for storing the data with existing data, which should be stored in the record producer, and we are using repeatedly. For that purpose, we are using record producer.
Mhm. 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 Okay. 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 Fine. So okay. Fine. Next is now let's move on. Next question. Oh, what is let's say when you are working on incident for okay, and one end user has raised an incident on P4 incident.
Okay.
Okay. But once he raised, after that he found instead of its P4, it should be a P2 incident. Then how the end user will, update the priority?
uh, when the when user he can able to open the incident once he submitted the request incident, he can able to open the incident if but he's not able to update the priority because he have only ITL access and he don't have an admin level access. Once the request is submitted, it should the end user should not able to edit any of the details. So on that cases, he will
Mhm.
update in the comments and work notes to update the priority of that particular incident. And so based on that, admin the yeah, incident admin will assign to the particular group, and after he will update to the priority of that incident as requested by the end user.
Okay. Okay. So you must have aware about child incident, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Suppose one incident has associated with 5 child incident.
Okay.
Okay. And out of 5, I have resolved or the resolver or resolved 3 incident. Then what will be the state of that parent incident?
Parent incident still work in progress. It's not completed yet because remaining two is still in progress and is not resolved yet
Okay.
completely. So that's
Okay.
reason parent. Okay.
Meanwhile, if the resolver resolved the parent incident, then what will happen?
It will be like uh, as per the incident procedure, it should not be closed complete because it should be first we need to close with the child incident. After that, we need to close parent incident.
So you must have about heard about SLA, right?
SLA.
Yes. Sir. Suppose. Okay. Fine. Let's say you are in India
Okay.
and one end user has raised one E1 incident
Okay.
in USA. Okay. But when you have configured that SLA, in the condition, your developer has given the IST time zone.
Okay.
But, but the end user has raised a P1 incident and he raised in USA.
USA.
Then how the in this scenario, then how the SLA works?
If the user requested from the USA and developed the SLA in India timing, you are saying, right?
Mhm.
In that case, like how to uh, Means what you are expecting in this case, like you are expecting you want to update the
How the how the SLA works?
okay, SLA will be work based on the USA user timing, but it depends on like if request user updated in the US timing and you resolver that means admin open in the Indian timing, that will be updated, it's shown like USA timings only. But if you updated any of the details, then it will be for end user also, it will show their respective timing based on the system update. It should be changed in the system backend timing, then automatically it will be shown. It's not required any
Okay.
of the
Yeah.
changes.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Bujay. I'm done from my end. So, do you have any questions for us?
Yeah.